Yo, 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 yo. What's good with it? What's good with it?
What's up, bro?
What up, big homie?
How you doing?
Man, chilling.
Chilling?
Whenever you and I link and talk, the stars and the moons and the sun coincide.
Man, I
So,
hope so, man. You know, we both hope, man. Come on, Josh. Come on, Josh. Stop playing around, Josh. Come on, man.
yeah, man.
Blaze and blue.
Hey, but real quick, I want to just center the narrative, center the whole conversation. I want to talk about Michigan basketball, past, present, future. Salute to the homie Mike. Salute.
Yeah, salute. Yeah. So run it by me again.
Just Michigan basketball, past,
Michigan
present, future.
basketball. Okay. So I think it was around 78, 79. I'm not sure. Or whenever Anthony Carter was there.
Okay.
All right. He caught a pass, and I just saw him streaking down the right sideline with that one on. I was done. It was over from there. Haven't turned back since.
Right.
So when I began to see that the program was so well-rounded that they were doing things in other sports, I was like, why would I go somewhere? So the first Michigan basketball name I saw, now I'm not talking about Cassie Russell, right? The first one that I saw was Antoine Joubert.
Detroit Southwestern.
Yes. All right. So I think they were on like a 17-game winning streak.
Okay.
At the time. And I was just in love with the uniforms. It wasn't even, I knew nothing about Ann Arbor.
That amazing blue, man.
Right. I knew about the big house because of Anthony Carter, Bo Schembechler. Later on, Tyrone Wheatley. You know, of course, Charles Woodson, Tom Brady, Mike Hart, Ty Law. Great players.
Right.
A couple of Hall of Famers that I just mentioned. You know?
Mm-hmm.
And, okay. Your boy gets fired. And in comes...
In 89?
Yes. In comes Steve Fisher.
Yep.
I didn't watch too much of that tournament, but I definitely watched the Seton Hall game.
Yeah.
And to see the brother Glenn Rice go off like he did, man. I mean, it just cemented my love for the squad.
Hey, shout out to Flint Town.
Yes. It was crazy because I was just listening to a Sean P. freestyle, and he said, whack like...
Oh, like Glenn Rice and New Balance on?
Yo, I was just listening to this, like, not even 10 minutes ago, man. You know? I mean, they ripped their freestyle. They really did, him and Rupp. But, it was, you know, Glenn Rice just had a perfect tournament. It was just incredible to watch. You know, I didn't know how the program was going to go when Frieda got fired. But I remember when, you know, he said the things that he said that got him fired. And Bo was like, yo, dude.
See you. The Michigan man to be here. Yeah.
You know? And here comes, you know, Steve Fisher, you know, Dutcher, you know, I mean, that whole coaching staff, you know, Perry Watson.
Southwestern, Detroit Southwestern.
All right. So I'm reading a paper, and I'm seeing like 6 for 8, 15 points, 7 rebounds, 8 assists, 7 for 8, 15 rebounds, 5 assists. The whole box score was like this.
Mm-hmm.
The whole box score. I go home. This is what I was working at the post office. I go home. I think it was December 12th, 1991. They playing Duke.
Oh,
National
man.
TV. Okay, regular season. And Duke went up.
Durham. Was it in Michigan? It was in Ann Arbor, right?
Uh,
I think it was in Ann Arbor.
yeah, it was. Yes, it was. Duke goes up, and then they claw back. And I'm seeing fun, voracious smiles and happiness and superior athleticism and a tall, lanky 6'8" point guard. They had the blue uniforms on. Yo, it was just incredible, man. It was just incredible. They lost that game in overtime. I
Yeah, I
stood
remember.
in front of this black and white little color television that I had in my bedroom. I'm not one to have a television in my bedroom. I just like to sleep, right?
Right.
You know, and me and my ex-wife were so excited to see these brothers just almost give it to like one of the best teams of all time,
Yeah.
and hang with them as
Freshman.
freshmen. Fish didn't coach that much. He didn't really have to. I mean, of course he did. It's no diss to him, but I'm just saying these brothers were just. And the thing that caught my eye the most, because I was playing a lot of ball back then for a bunch of leagues, and that double down on defense that they did, whether it was Howard and Rose or King and Jackson or a combination of Weber, or, they would get so many turnovers from doubling in that corner.
Right.
And that would lead to an errant pass, a fast break, and a smiling Jimmy King dunk.
Yeah, I was just about to say Jimmy King dunking or Ray Jackson.
Man, and they dunk with ease, man. Them brothers were so athletic. It began a love of Michigan basketball that has not, stopped. You got to remember that this is a time when Desmond Howard was catching diving passes versus Notre Dame and striking poses.
Right.
And it was just a huge time for the University of Michigan. Hockey team was great. It was just an incredible thing. I being a Yankee fan since 1977, I have always thirsted for that type of success, and a pretty success. I mean, not just a scratching and clawing success, just a real success that you can hold on to, and take to the job the next day and poke your chest out. I remember later on I had on my ex-wife's mom brought me the warm-ups of that 96 squad with Tractor Trailer. I don't know
Wow.
if you remember that warm-up, man. It was so thorough.
Hey, let me tell you something real quick, big bro. When I was 11 years old, I went to an AAU tournament at University of Michigan Dearborn.
Well,
Winford Walton, remember him?
yo, yeah.
Winford Walton, Albert White, Robert Traylor.
Oh my gosh.
And Maurice Taylor walked up. He pulled up to the game.
Wow.
And Chris Webber's brother that signed with Michigan State, he was on that same AAU team.
Mm-hmm.
And I walked up to the bench and I tapped Robert Traylor on his shoulder. I said, "Can I get your autograph?"
Mm.
And he was like, "No, my coach is gonna trip. Just come to me after the game." I was
Mm.
like, "All right."
Mm-hmm.
And he
Mm-hmm.
remembered I got his autograph after the game. But I'll never forget Robert Traylor. Rest in peace.
Rest in peace, man.
Shout out to
The
Murray White.
300-pound, the 300-pound hops that he had. You know, his grandmama in the stands. You
His
know,
footwork.
footwork, that pivot. You know, just one thing when Webber kind of was known for was that pivot dunk.
Yeah.
You know, he did it. Maceo Baston did it. Tractor trailer. Even Eric Riley did it at times.
Yep.
You know, Maurice Taylor, obviously. You know, it was just a great time to see Michigan on Big Monday and hearing Dick
Oh, he's taking it back.
Vitale.
He's taking it back with that.
Yeah, man. I mean, it was just a great time. Man. It was a great time. I was at a different stage in my life. I was married with 3 kids and working at the post office since '87.
Wow.
You know, but I at the job, you know, would ask me the stats. You know, because I was a historian of sports forever. That Saturday morning paper hitting the door, and I'm looking at the statistics and, you know, who threw for the most touchdowns, who had the most points. A significant time was Christmas Day. I'm in my grandmother's bathroom, and I look up and see Bernard King scores 50 again.
Wow.
You know, and that was the first time that I saw or heard of a player scoring 50 points.
Now, did you ever get that feeling from a player at the University of Michigan?
At where?
At Michigan. Did you ever get a feeling?
I mean, you know, the dynamo for me at Michigan is always going to be Weber. The consistency, Howard, the gifted wings, and the defenders, Jackson and King. You know, the pragmatics of Jalen Rose, the ability to be able to see over the defense and throw the lob.
Right.
You know,
And he had that mid-range game. Jalen Rose mid-range game is crazy.
hit a mid-range game, man.
And
That
he was
little
a
set
lefty.
shot, a lefty, man. It was so pretty. I remember watching the game versus Indiana because I taped every game.
Wow.
I taped every game, and I remember game versus Indiana, and you know he just like shook the key and went in for a 2-hand dunk.
I remember that. Yeah. Was Damon Bailey was playing for Indiana, wasn't he?
Yes,
Yep.
yes,
Calvin
yes.
Chaney.
Calvert Cheney. You know the Big Ten was so hot back then. You have Sean Leonard. You know you had Big Dog. You know you had who was a brother at Michigan State?
Rexford.
Sean Respert. Yeah, man. I mean, it was great, but they was facing Titans every night, so they got into the tournament. You know, Jimmy Jackson and Chris Jett, you know, Thunderbird.
Ohio State. Yeah.
You know, just great teams that they would play. I was watching Saturday. I watched the Cincinnati versus Michigan in the Final Four.
Oh, in
You know, with
'92.
Van Exel.
Yeah, Van Exel. Yeah.
Yes. That was a game that I'm glad they won, you know, because it would have set me back a little bit. I take these losses hard, man. I take a Cam Newton loss, a Lamar Jackson loss to Tennessee, you know, the Georgetown losses, the UNLV loss versus
Hey,
Duke.
they won by 30 though in '90.
They won by 30-90, but I expected them to just go. I wanted to see the undefeated season completed because it was like it would have been the first time since '76 for Indiana, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Who beat Michigan, you know?
But you know,
And,
they said UNLV took some money.
well, I talked about this on another podcast. Matter of fact, I got a podcast with 3 other great brothers called The Collective that we're trying to get off the ground. We record every week for 2 hours. You know, there's an editor, me being a writer, reporter, and a basketball official and a fan that's highly connected to UCLA. You know, so it's a great little conversation that we had. Shout out to AC, Rod, and Trey. You know, it was cultural, man. It was cultural. It was the burgeoning of Nike. You know, the explosion of Nike in college.
Right.
You know, I had every jersey. You know, I had the yellow Nike 5 that I wore a lot. I wore it under, you know, clothes all the time, but I obviously wore it in the gym. For the post office, we had this team that probably lost 5 games in 10 years.
Wow.
So, you know, they kind of saw me coming in with that big block M on my hat. You know, a huge Michigan sweatshirt that I had to warm up in. I did this thing. I learned this from Juwan Howard, matter of fact.
Okay.
Of lathering up in oil, eating a Powerball, and drinking a Gatorade before the game.
Wow.
Okay? So then layup line, you know, I'm already lathered up. I'm ready to go, but it also kept the moisture in, if you will. So in the fourth quarter, I was fresh. You know, I was a Barkley type dude. I rocked the Webbers. You know, also rocked those Scottie Pippens that Juwan also made famous. The white ones.
I
You
already
know.
know. Did you have the
Yeah, I mean,
Karachi?
oh yeah.
Yeah, I got a pair of them right now.
Oh yeah, man. Oh yeah. They were a little bit heavy. I couldn't get off the ground as much as the Webbers. The Webbers was a perfect kick to me.
Yeah.
That Air Max, you know. Shout out to Chris. Webb, you did some great things for me, man. But you know, that those 2 losses hurt tremendously, man. Like I said, they're in line with Lamar Jackson and Cam and Georgetown loss and UNLV loss, and you know, I like to see those superior athletic teams win because it moves athleticism forward and it becomes respected. Because, like I said the last time we talked, athleticism now has become a pejorative, which is ridiculous to me. You know, how can an athlete be frowned upon because he can move bigger than everybody else? Like, what is that, man? Like, what is that? You know what I mean? And that's why I hate the charge. I hate the charge. I don't care who does it, my teammate, you know, a squad that I love. You know, I hate the charge. It stunts athleticism. And it came from Bobby Knight and Mike Krzyzewski.
Right.
Okay? To stop athleticism. You know,
and can I interject real quick, bro?
Of course.
Everybody clowns LeBron for so-called flopping.
Yeah.
Everything that he's doing with that is what the white boys were praised for back in the day.
Praised for. Oh yes, praised for it.
They're smart. Their situational awareness is keen. It's high, and they know how to manipulate the game.
Man, you know,
but now athletic. Don't get me started, man. Don't get me started.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's if you can move one step to take a charge, you can have the mind to be able to quick twitch one more step,
right,
and play D.
Yeah.
Why would you teach a kid to stop playing D and just to move in position to take a charge? Like, that's a good thing. You got nuts all in your face. Like, why would you want that? You know what I'm saying? Why would you want that? Why would you want to take a charge when a dude is flying over you and his pinocchles is all in your face?
Hey, I'm gonna tell you something, man. I guess this is where race and sports and culture just kind of intersect. I used to tell when I was coaching AAU, I told my players, and I coached a predominantly black team. All the players I coached were black. I told them, you guys are going to be expected to be the most athletic and with the lowest basketball IQ.
Mm-hmm.
And they're gonna expect you to have no sense of fundamentals.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember there was a team. There's this. They maybe had two brothers on the team, but the team was primarily white. And the team was called the Iowa Barnstormers.
Oh wow! That's what you say.
People laugh at that. When they saw them, they laughed. But I said, no, these boys know how to play.
Mm-hmm.
They set screens. It was a bunch of white boys, but they set screens. They shot threes. They took charges. Mm-hmm. They knew how to play in the context of their skill set.
Wow.
You know, and just imagine combining our athleticism with the IQ. And to me, when you do that, you got LeBron.
Yes. You got LeBron. You got Kobe Bryant.
Yeah.
Yeah. You definitely do.
And you know we can go off topic, so we got to get back to Michigan basketball.
Okay.
So what you think about Josh Christopher? What you think he's gonna do?
Listen, man. Listen. So you know I'm closely connected to their team. I've interviewed all the Fab Five except for Ray Jackson. I kind of respected his privacy.
Gotcha.
You know, Chris Webber will have this charity event, a great charity event for kids out in Vegas called Bada Bling, where they have a silent auction. They had a soiree where everybody from Nas to Too Short, Gladys Knight, Tina Marie, Lil Mo, you know, they all performed. You know, one of the highlights when Too Short did blow the whistle. Yo, let me say something about Too Short real quick.
Okay.
He cracks on every single woman that passes him.
Oh, I believe it. That's that East Oakland pimp shit. Yeah.
Every single one, man. It was crazy to watch. I don't know where we were, and maybe we're coming out of the party. I don't know, but I was talking to him, and he started to hold up, talk to every single woman. But you know, Josh, he has to go to Michigan because this is the reason why Juwan Howard was brought in.
Yeah.
You know, Juwan Howard is an incredible human being.
Oh, yeah.
You know, I've had a chance to interview him either one-on-one or, you know, after playoff games when the Heat played Sixers. And I was working on a piece for The Nation, their second sports issue. And I did a piece called The State of the Black Athlete.
Okay.
And interview Juwan and just ask him about who he was for not only here but in Africa. And you know, he just gave me great quotes, man. He is who you see.
Mm-hmm.
There is no facade, there is no fake, there is no putting on airs for comfort. He is exactly who he is.
Right.
And you know, for him to get that job there, you know, on the heels of the Fab Five dissension, you know, that I think is going to be cleared up really soon. You know, I'm smiling saying that. You know, but you know, for him to come in he's a conduit. He's the dot connector.
Yeah.
You know, he is the high and the high low. You know, just an incredible man that is going to revere as much as a John Chaney is when he gets out of here. You know, and obviously we hope that championships come back to Ann Arbor, and the first piece would be Josh coming to Ann Arbor. Right. He is an incredible athlete.
Oh, yeah.
He is a ridiculous basketball player. I can't imagine how great he's going to be when he doesn't rely on his athleticism as much. I know he wants to punch it every time, you know, hard in your face, and that's cool. We need that. I want that mean. I want that dark side. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Yeah,
I want that. I just don't want it to be this Michigan man thing, this perception of this Michigan man. That it's a gift and a curse.
Right.
You know, you need to also want to win, not at all costs. I'm not saying nobody be dirty, but go out there and win, man. You know, give your individual skills to the team collective and bring that W home. But he needs to come. I would be very happy. I know Juwan would be very happy. Juwan had a really good first year. Obviously, he started out tremendously hot. And that team basically played on his heart. And that's the reason why they were able to do what they did against some really good teams.
Yeah.
You know, the Gonzaga win was incredible.
Yeah,
you know?
that whole tournament, that whole Thanksgiving tournament. I can't remember the
Yeah, it
name.
was, man. It really was. And they beat great teams. And, you know, we all kind of thought that maybe they would fall back to earth a little bit. But I'm almost glad that they did, because they still will make that fire burn. Not to say that the fire wouldn't ever stop burning. But, you know, it showed the world that Michigan is back. And it also highlighted the team and its coach for those recruits out there, those kids out there eating cereal at the table on Saturday afternoon at 12 o'clock, you know, or watching the 7:30 on ESPN and looking at those pretty uniforms and that great coach and, you know, wanting to become who he is one day. And then they hear about the Fab Five.
Oh, let me tell you something. It's funny how life comes around full circle. When I was in the 6th grade, I went to Michigan's basketball camp in Ann Arbor.
Wow.
I shook Steve Fisher's hand. He signed my copy of the FABFIVE book.
Wow.
And I met Juwan Howard later that day.
Wow. Wow.
And this is Maurice at 10, 11 years old.
Wow, man. Yeah, that's it's something. You know, Webb's been on my show probably 3-4 times. He's also been on there with combination of Reggie Miller and Shaq and Barkley, Marv Albert. You know, Jimmy King's been on there a couple times.
Okay.
You know, I hope to land an interview with Juwan. I got to shout out to Tom Y. Rott at Michigan. You know, hook me up, man. Hook me up. He gave me 2 great interviews with Tommy Amaker when he was there. I've interviewed Woodley, the linebacker, played at Pittsburgh when he was there. A couple other Michigan performers. And that's all a credit to Tom Rod, who was their PR guy. You know, so I hope to continue that relationship with them, especially if Josh Christopher comes to the campus.
Now see, I just found out that Josh is the youngest brother, but he has a brother that's on the coaching staff at Arizona State, and then he has a brother that's a player for Arizona State.
I saw that, man.
I'm trying to figure out like how much is that going to intervene in his decision making.
It is. I really think that it would be smart of these young basketball players to hit Ann Arbor, because the timing is right. Like, if you go there, you can become a mega star in the middle of the country. Everybody talks ACC, you know, obviously the Big East, you know, ACC, SEC, you know.
Right.
But if you win in that part of the country, you know,
the world knows.
The world knows.
Because you're literally geographically in the center of everything.
Yeah. Yeah. And I really hope it happens. You know, if it doesn't, we move on and Juwan continues to build. But, you know, I'm kind of, you know, I'm feeling it that he is going to come. You
I
know,
think so too.
yeah. It doesn't seem like he isn't. You know, and they've had a great recruiting class.
Oh yeah, Hunter Dickerson, Terrence Williams, Jay
Yes,
Howard,
yes,
Zeb Jackson,
yeah.
Isaiah Todd.
They're Todd. Okay, everybody forget about that name.
Yeah,
You know, I
Well, he's
mean,
about what 6'10", can do it all.
do it all. You can do it all, man. I just want to see the excitement. I want to see the smiles. I want to see Chrysler explode. You know, it would be just a full circle of greatness if Juwan Howard wins a championship in Michigan, man.
Hey,
You know,
Mike, it's gonna happen.
yeah,
It's gonna happen.
I believe it. You know, I remember when he won in Miami,
Mhm.
and I put his quotes that he gave me for that black athlete piece at the bottom of the piece. It was a 4,000 word piece called "LeBron James Gets His Ring, Long Live the King."
Mhm.
And when and I talk about LRMR and everything that LeBron is. I put everything in there. But so right after that, you know, I talked to Chris because he's dropped on my show that he was writing a book,
Okay.
and I asked him, you know, how did he feel about Juwan, you know, winning the championship? Did it feel like that he won? He was like, hell yeah,
That's what's
you
up.
know. I mean that is something that team. That's how close they were, man. You know, it's unfortunate what went down since '93. You know, the fact that they didn't even sit all together for the Louisville game.
But see, I heard Jalen Rose and Weber trying to make amends. Did you hear about
Right,
that?
yeah, right. I didn't want to say that, but you know
Oh,
that's you know what I'm saying.
my
That's why I
fault.
was
My fault.
smiling. I was thinking about it. I was smiling. You know, um, I've been texting both of them over the years. You know, I try to get Chuck D involved as well to broker, you know, a truce, if you will.
Right.
You know, we could talk offline about stuff that isn't really cleared up. You know,
Okay.
but you know, it's like it's the reason why I brought up Jawan because he's the conduit. You know what I mean? He is the one who grabs everybody and holds them together.
I can
You
see
know,
that.
and you know he is one who will make someone rid themselves of a negative emotion with his dimple smile.
I can see that.
You know what I'm saying? Those little apple cheeks that he has.
Yeah, you got an infectious personality.
Yeah, he does, man. He does. And, you know, Coach, shout out to Coach because you can just tell that he's just destined for greatness, man. You
Oh
know,
yeah.
you can just tell. And, you know, I really hope that this all comes together. And it also coincides with the championship of Michigan.
It's coming, man.
Yes, sir.
I got another question for you. What trying to figure out how to word this. Do you think there'll be a time where the college athlete will be paid, or is everybody going to go the LaMelo Ball route, go overseas and play play professionally overseas, then come back?
I was involved in a group maybe 8 years ago now where we were going to take the top 5 high schoolers, take them overseas to Europe and pay them $5 million each
Wow.
and put them in the biggest league over there. Okay, and we're going to have all type of financial advisors. We're going to have them taking online classes,
Wow.
and just really preparing them for the next level. You know, because I really feel that college athletics takes advantage of the kids.
Oh yeah.
So we wanted to give them that money. You know, I've interviewed Ed O'Bannon. numerous times.
Shout out to Alabama.
Um,
He
you
changed the
know,
game.
that's right. Myron Pickey is someone that I know. He gave me a great interview. A book deal fell through with him, but I hope that his story gets out. It really needs to get out. I don't think that it will, though. I don't think that I'm optimistic. Let me
Breaking my
stop.
heart, Mike.
That book needs to get out. But there's obvious reasons why it would be delayed or even squashed. But yes, they should be paid. And I think they will be paid. I think that Ed, took the baton. And this is a song right here that Primo should have done. Okay. Okay.
Primo did do this beat. For the night, for that night. Okay.
Right. Yeah. I mean, he should have done Muhammad Diaz, 2 honey buns too, man. Okay. So
I heard
to
he
get
did
back,
Free the Hard Way for her too.
huh?
I heard he did that track Free the Hard Way for her too.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, he did.
Wow.
But
Muhammad Diaz was a beast.
beast, man. Philly. But
Philly.
yeah, they should be paid, man. They're going to be paid. I think the cat's out the bag. I think that the NCAA is really going hard on athletes right now because they know that the jig is up and they gotta hold close to the vest whatever they can get. I remember Ed O'Bannon telling me that even when they were in court, there really was no animosity for on the NCAA side towards Ed because they looked at it as a study. You know what I mean? Like this. Okay, this is what's happening now. How can we move about to rectify this?
Yeah.
And Ed told me, he said, I don't have any hard feelings against the NCAA. He really doesn't. He's a good dude too, though.
Yeah.
But they need to get paid, man. I don't care if you're 14. Eventually there's gonna be a 12, 13-year-old kid that's gonna be
It's nice.
6'10", something crazy and already skilled, maybe because either tragedy has happened in his family or his dad played already and he was around all the NBAers and, he had the great coaches and trainers. He was just, all he needed was the tutelage to become great as early as possible.
Yeah.
Eventually it's going to happen. That kid was LeBron.
Yeah.
LeBron could have played in the NBA early. Huh?
You know who I think that other kid is gonna be?
Who?
Jet Howard.
Wow.
Have you seen him?
Oh yeah, man.
He's sick crazy.
Yeah.
Going to Chile every day. And he's got a mean streak about him.
Yes, that mean streak. It's going to happen, man. But see, man, listen, man. I'm gonna be honest here. I don't know if sports will ever be the same.
No, it won't.
Because of what we're going through now. Everybody's talking about the country's going to open up in a few months, but I don't see it.
No, I think it's going to be next year, man.
I don't see it, man. I'm seeing all kinds of parties here in the city.
Mm-hmm.
There's all kinds of parties they have here in the city right here.
Really?
Yeah. It's crazy. It is crazy. We have always been skeptical of authority for obvious reasons. So I'm not going to be critical of kids.
Right.
I'm just not. I want them to do right instead of wrong. But I understand the criticism and the confidence and to get the fuck out of my fake shit.
Right.
I'm cool with that. Because eventually they will mature through wisdom and become the people that they need to be. But these parties that they having, I just rode through the city now. There were.
Yeah, I saw that video you put on Facebook where you driving.
I was the only person on the highway, both sides, in Philly, and it was 8:30.
Wow.
Yeah. It was
8:30 p.m. Right?
8:30 p.m. I've never seen anything like that, man. I really haven't. But yeah, they need to be paid. They will be paid if if things happen the way they should and everything gets back, they will be paid. I think a lot of things are going to change because of this once in a lifetime, once in a millennia almost event that we're having right now. You know, because people are going to look at their cleanliness differently,
Yeah.
how they work on things both individually and collectively as it relates to their profession. You know, the revenue streams that are happening. You
Right.
know, the creativity, the vulnerabilities through creativity that are happening on Instagram Live. You know, the challenge of stepping your game up because everybody is sitting on their own sense of powder keg right now. You
Right.
know, and once this all stops, it's going to be just an explosion of creativity, man. And it's
It's a
the likes the
renaissance,
world
man.
has ever seen. Yeah, everybody's reading now too.
Yeah.
You know, yeah, you know. So it's going to be great to see, man. And I just hope that we come out of this the way we hope that we will, with less casualties as possible.
Right.
And you know, we just take it straight to the fore.
But
You
you
know,
know
in
what?
every
Oh,
facet
go
of existence,
ahead.
huh?
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
Just in every facet of existence. I just hope that we all become the well-rounded people that we need to be and stop relying on somebody to tell you something to do. You know, because you know I'm not scared.
Right.
There's no fear in my soul right now. You know,
Likewise.
there's
Likewise.
only thing you can do is do what you're supposed to do, so you don't capture, you know, this illness.
Right.
But you know, shout out to my son who was having a baby on the 21st. Him and his fiance SB. Gas, I love you.
God
Um,
bless.
you know, I'm very much awaiting the birth of my second granddaughter, Novea. Shout out to my first grandbaby, Lila, oldest son, Mike, and my daughter, Taylor. You know, I miss them. They're all in North Carolina. You know, this is a time of reflection. He's going to be the only person that's allowed in the hospital. You
Yeah,
know,
one of my frat brothers said he had a situation. He can't even come to the hospital.
yeah, I think that there was a law that was deemed unconstitutional that did not allow fathers to be in the labor room. You know, but he will be there. He's a great man. He's a great father. You know, I'm just very much looking forward to seeing his development as a father, as a man, and you know, with the love of his life. You know, they have a beautiful granddaughter who's so talented and you know, just precocious, and her personality is so big, and she's so intelligent, you know, and to see him have bring another life into the world with that union, and he has so much family, you know, that's showering love on her that she can't help to become something great one day because she'll have a true semblance of love in her life, love and just camaraderie and everything. You know, it's just going to be great. And he was my son was a teacher too, so
Okay.
you know it's great. He's teaching her so many things. You know, but yeah, these kids will get paid. They have to get paid. You know, the people who are saying that they shouldn't get paid are just straight up haters.
Right.
You know, that's all they
Selfish.
are.
Selfish.
You know, even the ones that say, you know, well, what about the field hockey and badminton? You know, come on, y'all. You know who makes the money at the schools. Okay, so get off of that.
But see, my thing is, okay, pay them too. Pay them
Pay
predicated upon
everybody.
the revenue they generate. Pay them.
Pay everybody, man. Because listen, you know, everybody from the presidents to every other form of administration and coaches and you know radio stations and TV and they all
They're
get
making
paid.
money.
You know, so it's time for them brothers to get paid, brothers and sisters, regardless of race and everything else. You know, just pay them. You know, if they're great and they're bringing and they're an asset that is bringing mad loot to the school, pay them what they represent. period. You know what I mean? It's a simple thing to me. It's like
Right.
it's all this like talking, you know, red tape and delaying that this country does. This time where we are so stuck in this primitive processes. You know,
We just pulled $2 trillion out of the air.
out of the air, man.
Shout out to the Federal Reserve.
Shout out to the Federal Reserve. Shout out to the Million Man March.
Yes, sir.
Where we spoke about reparations that day with those 2 million brothers there in D.C., you know, which probably got Barack Obama elected.
Yes, sir. But you and I, man, we can go on forever. We gotta cut it short, man. What's the last words? What you got for us?
Hey, everybody out there, listen. Grab who you are, right? Like, grab who you are. Feel your universal self. You know, get out of this thought that you got to move with the crowd, that you got to walk in lockstep with your neighbor.
Right.
Like, think of a great talent. Think of a great talent as it relates to a team. Okay? Mm-hmm. And how that individual talent, right? Oh man, he's too arrogant. He's this and that. He's that. Whatever. No, he's
That's
great.
how they talk about Josh Christopher.
That's exactly how they talk about him. But you know, be who you are. Find what your talent is in this time. You know, write down every day some little goals. You know, but also write down who you think you are. You know, and like be confident in that and achieve who you want to be. This is a reset.
Yes.
This is a reset. We have a chance to be historic as the first people to start anew.
To rebirth.
And the rebirth. And it can rebirth culture, you know, all this racism stuff can stop right now. If we wanted to stop, it can stop. You know, I hear people all the time. I really want to say this.
Go ahead.
Well, there's all this dissension, right? We're divided. Listen, white people, let me tell y'all something straight up, okay? When you say that, are you dismissing the actual existence of racism and the fact that we're bringing it up because it's something that we've experienced from childbirth? Are you understanding that we have to be and speak what is not us, or what shouldn't be us, and what shouldn't be you? Okay? If you love yourself, if you love America, if you love us as people, you got to face who you are, because we are facing who we are every single goddamn day.
Yes, sir.
Okay? So we want you to step it up, just like you're asking us to step it up. You've always asked us to step it up. When are you going to step it up? When are you going to rid this earth of the scourge of racism and jealousy and insecurity? If you say you're superior, act like you're superior.
That's real.
I don't want to hear it. I really don't want to hear it. You know, I want you to be who you are so we can be who we are and build this something. Wakanda is a reality. It could happen.
Right.
Okay? But you have to respect the talents and the gifts of other people. You're not my dad, man. Okay? You're not my dad. I don't need you to walk me across the street. Anything you can do, I can do. And I want you to also feel like anything I can do, you can do.
But you know what? That requires a lot of humility, and it requires for people to understand that all life is interdependent. But we can go on all day. On that note, I think you ended it powerfully. Like, share, comment, subscribe to the YouTube channel 82 Kings. Follow the movement on Instagram at MACK TV_82. Mike, send me your information so I can put it in the link in the description on YouTube.
Yes, sir.
Love you, bro. Appreciate you.
Love you too, brother. Be peace, everybody.
All right.
Be peace.